Turning point is taking place for one of the fastest growing social networks around. For the last 4 years, Nextdoor has been connecting neighbors with local merchants or helping to find lost pets. But this summer, the popular app helped rescue entire neighborhoods from one of the most devastating wildfires in California history.
New tonight, CBS 13's Lamore Abrams shows us how Nextdoor is changing lives.
It's one of the most destructive wildfires in California history, torching anything in its path, homes, buildings, lifelong memories. But the Valley Fire somehow spared this tight-knit community. To understand how, we traveled a few hours north to the heart of San Francisco.
This is truly trial by fire now.
Where a group of entrepreneurs brought us Nextdoor.
I was ambitious about trying to be part of changing the world.
Nirav Tolia may help you see the world in a different lens, but we'll get to the CEO's story later. First, back to the small town in Lake County, the scene of devastation after the fires, where the startup was put to the test.
During the Valley Fire this summer, telephone lines went up in flames, but people still had the web. Here in Middletown, where entire communities burned, Nextdoor proved to be a lifesaver.
Usually it's for things like a lost cat or a missing dog, but this time it was for something really important.
With the fastest moving wildfire in Northern California burning close to her community, Anne-Marie Hosh knew she had to reach her neighbors fast.
It moved so fast.
Instead of knocking like she used to, Hosh posted an urgent message to Nextdoor warning her neighbors to prepare for evacuation.
It was Saturday, so most people were in their homes or they were busy in their yards. They had no idea what was going on. So,
Yeah, you did.
I did. I followed the spotter plane.
Firefighters had enough time to cut fire lines around her community, containing the flames.
It meant that the firefighters had less people to evacuate. When they came through here to evacuate, we were already packing up and ready to go.
While Hosh counts her blessings, millions of others use Nextdoor around the country, posting about local merchants, lost pets, or new neighbors moving in. That is how most people think of Nextdoor, a neat place for neighborly things.
It's definitely been an experience.
Like this.
Crime is different.
Chris DiBenedetto from East Sacramento and his guest from out of town were stranded at home without a car.
His truck was stolen and everything was taken, and he really had nowhere to go for him to look for it because he's not from here. And my only outlet was kind of this app that I had on my phone, Nextdoor.
DiBenedetto got on Nextdoor and posted the car's make, model, color, and plate number. Details someone might need to spot the car. Sure enough, someone did.
2 days after the ad was up, I had a woman contact me, and she was like, the message was like, I'm 99.9% sure I just found your truck. And it ended up being she took a wrong turn down an alley and she saw it.
A virtual neighborhood watch.
It was really powerful to see how a community jumped on, especially with things happening online now, to be, you sort of bond with your community in a way, but you don't have to actually meet them.
No, you don't have to meet thy neighbor, but in this city with a sea of opportunities, where many people prefer to build bridges with complete strangers.
This is what they call the design den.
Nirav Tolia's network is proving the power of relationships.
People before, they would discuss things on their front porch. Now they're discussing things on Nextdoor.
Tolia is the face behind Nextdoor, designed to make your neighborhood a stronger and safer place.
We were creating something that we felt we needed in the world. We had remembered growing up and knowing our neighbors and feeling close to our neighborhoods.
His idea didn't happen overnight, but you could say there was a light bulb moment when Tolia and a group of friends thought of something most Californians happen to know a lot about: earthquakes.
I live in the Bay Area. There are earthquakes, and so we had an earthquake not too long ago, and I remember thinking to myself as I woke up at 3 in the morning, and it was an earthquake. Where am I going to learn more about it? Am I going to learn more about it on Facebook? Am I going to go to Twitter?
Nextdoor was born, bringing people together even when life literally comes crumbling down.
What are you most proud of?
I'm most proud of the fact that we've created a technology tool that's used by neighborhoods in all 50 states.
The network is only 4 years old and will go global by next year. a long way from where it started, in just 175 neighborhoods. Today, in the Sacramento area alone, there are more than 2,000 Nextdoor neighborhoods. For Anne-Marie Hush, it's a way of getting closer to the people next door.
It's a really wonderful tool.
Even when danger comes knocking.
The founders almost named that network Neighborly, but they decided Nextdoor was the best fit.